They laughed in court that day, white uniforms crisp, badges gleaming, their hands folded in smug confidence. 3 white officers, proud and unrepentant. They'd beat the charges again. After all, they always did. But fate has a long memory. And justice? She may be slow, but she walks with purpose. This is a story of how a black man they once tried to break came back not for revenge, but for redemption. It began, like too many stories do, on the cracked asphalt of a low-income neighborhood in Atlanta. The summer heat had made the air heavy and tempers short. Malik Jefferson, a 29-year-old community organizer, was walking home from a youth mentorship meeting. He wore a crisp white button-down shirt, slacks, and a calm demeanor that belied the fire burning inside him, a passion for justice, for change, for lifting up the kids who didn't have the chances he had fought to create. That night, he didn't make it home unscathed. A squad car swerved up. Lights, shouts. 3 white officers, Detectives Rick Tanner, Chuck Lawson, and Officer Pete McGraw jumped out. No badge numbers visible. No reason given. Malik didn't resist. He raised his hands. "What's the charge, officer?" he asked, the way his mother taught him. But they didn't want his cooperation. They wanted his silence. And when he asked for their badge numbers, that's when the punches came. Heavy, fast, relentless. A knee to his ribs. A baton across his back. And then the worst part, the laughter. They laughed while they beat him. Called him boy. Told him he talked too pretty for a thug. Said he was another uppity one. They even recorded it on one of their phones like it was a trophy. He woke up in a hospital bed. Face swollen, ribs cracked, dreams shattered. They charged him with resisting arrest. Malik fought back the only way he knew how. Legally, peacefully, persistently. He hired a civil rights attorney. He spoke out. News crews picked up the story briefly before another story, another tragedy, pushed it down the feed. The courtroom was a circus of lies. The officers claimed he lunged, that he reached for a weapon that didn't exist. Body cam footage? Oh! It was malfunctioning that night. The judge, an old acquaintance of Tanner's golf buddy, dismissed key evidence. And when the not guilty verdicts came down, the 3 officers smirked like they won a poker game. Not a trial about a man's humanity. Malik sat there, numb. His mother wept quietly behind him. And in the back of the room, someone whispered, "That's just how it is in this country." But Malik didn't disappear. He studied harder. He earned a law degree, then another, then his master's in public administration. He joined policy boards, then ran for office. He lost once, then twice. But the third time, he won. He was appointed as the new director of internal affairs for the Atlanta Police Department, the youngest, the first black man to hold the role. And this time, he wasn't walking into court as a victim. He was walking in as the boss. It was a departmental meeting. The 3 officers were there, grumbling about political correctness, whispering jokes in the back like the high school bullies they'd always been. Then the commissioner entered. "Gentlemen," she said, "meet your new superior, Director Malik Jefferson." They laughed at first, thought it was a joke, until he stepped forward. Crisp black suit, calm demeanor, fire in his eyes. No fists, no rage, just authority. He looked each of them in the eye, pausing at McGraw, who had recorded the beating, then to Lawson, who lied under oath, and finally to Tanner, who had orchestrated the cover-up. "I know who you are," he said, "and now you answer to me." Malik didn't seek revenge. He didn't have to. The power of leadership is using the system right, not as a weapon, but as a shield for those who've been left defenseless. He reopened cold cases, hired independent auditors, created a civilian oversight board, and slowly, meticulously, ethically, he built a case. Turns out, the beating of Malik wasn't the only one. Far from it. Patterns emerged. Reports long buried came to light. Complaints that were once ignored were now reviewed under a microscope. Within 8 months, all 3 officers were under investigation for excessive force, falsifying reports, and obstruction of justice. Their records, once protected, now stood exposed. Chuck Lawson resigned before he could be fired. Rick Tanner tried to plead out, but the feds took interest. Pete McGraw's video? It finally saw the light of day. A new generation of protesters marched with that footage on their phones, chanting Malik's name not as a victim, but as a symbol. They say time heals all wounds. But Malik knew better. Time doesn't heal. People do. He could have given in to bitterness. Could have walked away from the city that broke his body. But he stayed. He rose. He became what they never expected. Accountability in a tailored suit. A black man who didn't just survive the system, but reformed it from the inside out. And so, when they laughed in court that day, thinking they'd won, they never imagined that one day, the very man they tried to destroy would be the one holding the mirror to their corruption. Not every story ends this way, but maybe it should, because justice doesn't mean revenge. It means reckoning. And Malik Jefferson made sure they finally saw what justice really looks like.